My friends, I'm sorry to say that I was wrong. Again, you probably didn't hear me say this, but there was a point in time where I came out and said that I thought that they should stop making Ninja Turtle movies and that the franchise was dead.
Okay.
But guys, I have never been so happy to be so wrong, because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is finally here, and I got a chance to check it out, and in short, this movie rules. But before I get into it, I do just want to say hi there, and welcome back to Jones Vibes. If you're new to the channel, or if you're just a Ninja Turtle fan, please hit the like button for me, and also off the top, I just want to let you know that this is going to be mainly a spoiler-free review, but if you haven't seen the movie, I am going to be talking about some spoilers later in the video, and I'll make sure to give you a warning before I do that. But okay guys, TMNT, Mutant Mayhem. And I was actually a little late to the pizza party on this one. I actually didn't even know about it until I went and saw Across the Spider-Verse, and I saw the trailer for the first time on the big screen, and I'm actually quite happy that I saw it for the first time in a theater, because it really showcased just how unique and different that animation style was going to be. I think in the back of my head, I kind of knew that there were Ninja Turtle projects in the works, but after the Bay movies, I really just checked out. And I know some people are a fan of those, and that's totally fine. They just weren't really my vibe. But then I saw that this was being produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, the dudes behind my favorite comedy of all time, Superbad.
You guys know a guy named Jimmy? You totally look like his brother. You totally look like his brother, man.
And so I've been watching the marketing really closely since then. Honestly, they've done a great job with it. But as soon as tickets became available, I got the first one that I could. And I have to say that, guys, the hype is absolutely real. It hit on every level for me. The animation was incredible. The character work was unique. And they were actually teenagers and behaved like teenagers. Something that I think has been attempted at. And mind you, I haven't seen every single iteration of the Ninja Turtles, so some of you might know a little bit more than I do. But this is the best adaptation that I've personally seen. The score was on point, and it was so funny. I'll also say that it had a lot of heart, and it has a fun story, so I'll catch everybody up to speed. Here's the synopsis. After years of being sheltered from the human world, the Turtle brothers set out to win the hearts of New Yorkers and be accepted as normal teenagers. Their new friend, April O'Neil, helps them take on a mysterious crime syndicate, but they soon get in over their heads when an army of mutants is unleashed upon them. And so we basically start out with these young turtles living down in the sewers with their rat dad Splinter, like always, but it's very much emphasized in this one that they desperately want to be a part of the real world. And that's what works so well for me, because that's what you'd wonder. Obviously, they're great ninjas and they can skateboard in the sewers and have fun, but maybe they also just want to be normal teenagers. Maybe they want to go to school or go to prom and just be normal. It hits home. You don't have to be a mutant turtle to feel like you don't belong. Like, that's something that resonated with me. But I mentioned that they have obviously a rat dad named Splinter, but I completely missed that they cast Jackie Chan in this role. And honestly, I'm asking myself the question, is Jackie Chan my favorite actor of all time? I don't know. He could be. Like, Rush Hour was such a huge part of my childhood, and so adding him to this mix was just awesome. There's even a fight sequence in the movie where Splinter fights like Jackie Chan. You know his shtick, like he's always acting as if he's improvising, then he uses all the tools and objects within his surroundings, and he's always kind of sort of getting injured during the fight. It's just very signature Jackie Chan, and the fact that they pulled that off in animation just blew my mind. But I'll also say that the guys that played the Turtles gave great performances. Like, the characters were all so well fleshed out. All of them had a purpose, and they got to showcase their specific talents and skills. Like, everything was highlighted. But they also even nailed the villain with Ice Cube's Superfly. He was the perfect choice, and I'll tell you what, that character introduction, if you see the movie, it might be my favorite scene in the entire thing. And then you got Rocksteady and Bebop in there, John Cena and Seth Rogen, and it just goes to show how random Seth Rogen and his team are. There were so many tiny little moments of humor in this movie that were hilarious, and if you blink, you'll miss them. But that's the fun part. There's something enjoyable about every frame of this movie. Rogen has this ability of tapping into culture really well, like right where it's at in the current moment. And so doing it in animation was just so fun. And then on top of that, the action was awesome. The third act was perfect to me. You have pizza, you have ninja action, you have ooze, you have a bunch of fun mutants. Like, I think Paul Rudd and Post Malone's are easily the funniest. And there's a bunch of fun cameos. Like, there's a Mr. Beast cameo in there, apparently. I actually didn't catch it during the movie. I had to look it up after, and I saw who it was, and I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, this movie was just a really good time, and it reinvigorated that love that I have for the TMNT TMNT franchise. So with all that being said, I do want to give it my star rating per usual, and I'm giving this movie 5 out of 5 stars. What's up? But hold up for a second, because if you haven't seen this movie, I do want to let you know that I'm going to be getting into one specific spoiler. So if you don't want to be spoiled, this is your warning. Okay, so I have to say that this is by far the most hype that I've gotten for a mid-credit scene in so long. When that lady was like, let's call in the Shredder, I was like, let's go! Like, seriously, I caused a scene in the theater. Because that villain specifically was one of my favorites as a kid. I even loved him in live action in those 90s movies. I wasn't really too keen on the Bay movies, like I said, but just the fact that we're most likely getting a sequel with him as the main villain is very exciting. They've also announced, and I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but on Paramount Plus, they're gonna come out with 2 seasons called Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's supposed to bridge the gap between the first movie and the second movie. So that's super excited. That's 2 seasons of television we get with these same turtles. There's just a lot to get hyped about. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I guess at this point I will turn it over to you. Please let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments. Hit the like button, and guys, make sure to keep up the good vibes. But the Ninja Turtles are back, and it's about time.